Hi, today we're going to be talking about shooting form. This lesson was inspired by Coach Garibay. It will be taught by me, Coach Janelle. All right, so the key to form, to good shooting form, is beef, like the meat. We're going to start off with balance, a good athletic stance, right? And so what I mean by that is I want your knees bent and your feet underneath your armpits, right? Some people will say feet at shoulder width apart, right? That means from this width of your shoulder straight down will be your foot. I just say feet under armpits, right? Your eyes need to be on the rim. You can see this Duke player, their eyes are definitely on the rim while they're shooting a free throw, right? The elbow in. Now, I wanted to use this picture to illustrate um, how, in a way, this can be considered good, okay? So this isn't exactly what I'm looking for, and I'll tell you why, right? What I want is your elbow to be underneath the ball, right? With flexibility concerns, I know that not everyone is able to do that completely. However, that is the goal. And the reason that is the goal is because if we can get this elbow underneath the ball, and this could just be the ankle, he could be able to do this, but if you can get the elbow completely under the ball, so if we say the ball is here, right? So the elbow and ball are corresponding this way. If we can get that, that means if we just go straight up with it and flick our wrist at the top of our motion and line ourselves up and square ourselves up to the basket, then we should never miss left or right. All right, that only leaves missing short and long, meaning that all we have to really focus on, if we get lined up correctly, is the amount of power that we put behind the shot. Right, so that limits the amount of reasons that we can miss, hence making shooting easier and more efficient. Right, so our follow through, we want to be able to extend our elbow and flick our wrist. Right, so this is very important. Being able to flick our wrist creates spin. When we create spin on the ball, it creates a better bounce. When it hits the rim, it's more likely to go in. If it hits the backboard, it's more likely to go in. Right, so we want to get a good flick here off our wrist, create some good spin. We'll be able to see the spin because the ball is ridged, right? So moving on, one of the most important aspects when we get further along is your offhand, right? So what I mean by offhand is not your shooting hand. So the hand that is not being used to shoot is your offhand. This is important. A lot of students, when we're first trying out, we're not strong enough to get the ball to the hoop with one hand. However, I implore you to attempt to your best ability to not use your offhand to your offhand thumb to flick and add extra power, right? By doing that, you will create a accuracy deficiency and you will not shoot as accurately. When we get this offhand just for stabilization, now we're getting a sturdier shot, our elbows straight, our wrists flicked. Now all we have to worry about is the power. We want to get to the point where we're focusing on the least amount of things. And if we're just having to focus on how much power we put behind the shot, we're going to be more efficient. And that's what shooting form is, right? The reason we're changing your shot or we're adjusting your shot is not because you're not making shots now, but because we want to create an environment in which you have the easiest time, the highest percentage of chance to make a shot. All right. So with that being said, let's get the balls out and start shooting.